So one of the flagship boilies of Eclipse Baits has been the virus, and I'm standing here with Craig and Dave. Now Craig, you've had a lot of success on this boilie, so tell us a little bit what you caught and why you like it so much.
Met Dave through a club water, and I'd see what he was doing, and I was quite impressed. And a friend of mine, Andy, got some and tried it, and he had a few good fish in January. This is 2014, and you can't knock that sort of experience. So for the spring of last year, 2014, we decided to give the virus a go on our Syndicate. And Dave said, you've got to get it established, got to get it in there. So we started off pretty slow, pretty much like everybody. As the weather warmed up, it started sort of kicking off a little bit, some small 20s and that, and then it just exploded. And they were, I've never been great with bait, and Dave said they will be looking for it. And I thought, it's the same old thing, But to be honest, we could go in any swim in the end. Once we'd done the initial start, we was fishing 2 swims and alternating it. Andy was doing the overnights in the week, I was doing the weekends, bait was going in regular. And I think it was about April, I had a brace of a 49.6, which is the biggest fish in there, and a 43.4 within an hour of each other. And that was really the first big fish that I'd caught out of there on that bait. And we thought, you take it and you think, crikey, that's incredible. And then Andy had a 42 a week after in the swim next door, and we just kept going in these 2 swims and baiting regularly. Andy's dropping in behind me on the overnight as I'm going in on the weekends. And we had 10 40s before June.
So to sum up, Craig, you've caught an awful lot of fish on this virus bait. So how many 40s was it in the last 2 years?
I think I've probably had 15 40-pound fish over the 2 seasons, and with probably 20 or 30s. And, it sounds like I'm fishing all the time, but I'm really not. And it is only down to effort. And, everyone says effort equals reward, but it does. And when the rewards are coming, it makes the effort a lot easier. It really does. And with a good bait like Eclipse, it's confidence boosting.
It's good angling.
It drives you on, really.
Yeah, it's good angling and the right bait. So this bait, Dave, now we know what Craig's caught on it,
right.
Perhaps you could give us a little insight as to what's actually in it.
It does just generally look like a normal red fishmeal, but there's far more to it now. There's an awful lot of soluble proteins in it, because I do believe that makes it. That's why it's not a hard bait, but it's firm enough. But there's marine proteins, there's fish meals in it, there's a blend of 3 to 4 different fish meals, depends on the time of the year, I've got to be honest, because of the oil contents. There's no added fish oils. I don't believe in using fish oils, simply because I think in the colder weather, they stop a bait from fishing correctly, which they stop it from. I know in the summer and the spring, I adjust it, see?
With the warmer water?
Yeah, because then you know that 99.9% of the time the bait's going to fish. There's nothing going to stop it. It's not going to gel up. It's not going to close the door on it.
No,
it's not
exactly.
going to stop the leakage.
Yeah.
But basically, we don't put too many fish oils in a bait because of that reason. Because it doesn't matter, even if it's in the summer, you still get cold snaps in the middle of the night. And if someone's fishing, then that 4 or 5 hours that you have got that cold snap, the bait isn't working. It isn't doing what it should do, which is solubilizing into the water, which is releasing its proteins, releasing its aminos, releasing all the vitamins and minerals, giving out the proper food signal that comes with solubility as it's released into the water. We use calcium caseinate, we use whey proteins, we use egg almonds, we use quite a few proteins, milk proteins, but mainly if they've got a functional ability as well as the solubility, which releases the ingredients with vitamin. It gives a signal, and I know you can't smell it now, but
I can.
Well, there you go. There is an attractor in there, although there's no chemical flavours. There is an attractor which gives you that smell. That's where it gets its name from, the virus. It's not because we're just clever with a name. It was genuinely, it stinks. It's horrible. It's not nice, but the result is an awful lot of fish. And we go fishing, we don't go camping.
No, exactly it.
It's as simple as that.
And I know you pride yourself on fresh ingredients as well, so.
There's nothing with a fish meal, it can oxidise because of the oil content that's inherent within the actual fish meal. It don't matter about adding. That's why we don't add fish meals, because they're already there with fish oils, rather, that they're already inherent within the fish meals. But they can oxidise, which can mean over a period of time that fish meal becomes old and no good. Or it don't become no good. It just loses its values.
Yeah.
It deteriorates in quality. To look at and to smell, 9 times out of 10 you can't tell. But we probably, over a course of a week to a month, we would sell between 1 and 5 tonne of fish meal based products, such as the Virus and the Morelands mix, or we do a couple of other fish meal boilies as well. But I don't buy 20, 30 tonne in containers. I buy it in 1, 2, 3 tonne lots, and then you know, as long as you've got a good supplier.
Yeah.
You know you're getting a good turnover, you're getting a good supply of fish meals, and you ain't using no rubbish that's gone off. And I mean, I'm not naming any companies, but there are companies that they don't sell enough to have a generation and a move over of their ingredients. So you're getting old ingredients. Certain times of the year, they can't be guaranteed as to be fresh, stable products within their boilie, because they're using what's been lying around, and that's basically it. I mean, we use an awful lot of digestive products. That as it goes through its transit, because it hasn't got a gut carp, it's got a digestive system, it's got a tube, a tract, and the time that it takes to travel between the start and the end can make a difference, because the nutrients that can be absorbed into the system as it travels, and we do use certain products that help with the absorption. It's as simple as that, and there's nothing for it, and it becomes a food source, and they come looking for it.
Exactly, and I found that, and Craig's found that.
That's what I found. Yeah, that explains a lot of it.
So, what can people expect if they want to come and buy the Virus? You do it in various sizes, pop-ups, wafters.
Yeah, I mean these particular ones are obviously dumbbells. That is our average size dumbbell. It's a 15mm dumbbell, and in terms of 15mm that way, it's only 8mm round.
Circumference, yeah.
Then we do an 18mm, which is that one. We do a 12mm round boilies. We can. So it's 15s, 18s dumbbells. They are the average as such, but we can make things for people if they ask. I mean, it's just we don't do a 10mm. The 12mm is adequate enough as far as we're concerned. I mean, I'm not sure if there's any lying around, but there isn't. But that is adequate for anyone that wants to use a small bait. They can crumb them up. We do a stick mix. We do a ground bait for it, which basically is that crushed up. The ground bait. Don't get me wrong, there are certain binders in it to make it bind back together again when people add water to it, but basically it's just the crumb boilie. So what's in the boilie is in the stick mix, it's in the ground bait, it's in the pop-ups. The attractors are in the pop-ups, which I'll show you later, or Ian will show you later, that demonstrate them. And there are so many different products, but they are all based on each boilie.
Yep.
They match the boilie, so they've got a range. You've got a boilie, you've got a pop-up, you've got a wafter, you've got a liquid, you've got everything.
Yeah, and it's certainly very
all the
devastating.
food source.
It's a devastating bait, and thanks for sharing it with us.